My dear learners and those who are watching my presentation at this moment, welcome back all of you on behalf of Raujan Arjumozio Institution, Raujan Chattogram. And this is Madhavrai Chaudhary, Assistant Headmaster, Raujan Arjumozio Institution, Raujan Chattogram. Dear learners, hope you are ready with your English for today book, and this is the class for the student of class 9 and 10, basically 9, and I think you are ready with your necessary material so that you can write down what you need to write. Sorry. Dear students, now let's start. As you know, this is identity. So, dear students, look at the pictures and discuss the following questions in pairs. So, first question is, who can you see in the pictures, dear students? In the pictures on the left shows Bangabandhu with his parents and other family members. In the second picture, we can see Bangabandhu, his wife, his 3 sons and 2 daughters. What do you know about them? This family has contributed the most in the liberating our country from the rule of Pakistan. Most of them died in the tragic assassination in 1975. Only Sheikh Hasina and Sheikh Rehana, the 2 daughters of Bangabandhu, survived, as they were not in Bangladesh at that time. Dear students, now question number 3. Where were those people during the liberation war? Bangabandhu was taken as a captive and sent to West Pakistan in March 1971. His family members stayed in Bangladesh in different places to stay safe. And his eldest son, Sheikh Kamal, joined the liberation war also. So, dear students, now look at the pictures and talk about those. Can you guess what we are going to discuss today, dear students? Yes. Today we will discuss about a great family, and this is Bangabandhu's family in 1971. And this is from Unit 1, Lesson 1. Dear students, first we will look about learning outcomes. After you have studied this lesson, you will be able to read and understand text, narrating incidents and events in a logical sequence, participate in conversation, discussions and debates, and last one, to tell stories. So, dear students, a short pre-reading idea about his family. Okay, dear students, look. A name of dream, a name of struggle, a name of history. When we utter this name, his long struggle life frequently comes in our mind. He spent most of the time in his life in prison for the independence of Bangladesh, and this is a legendary leader Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. So dear students, and look at the caption below the picture. He and his family had to pass through a critical time from pre-liberation period due to his political career. In absence of him, his family's condition became worsened in 1971 because he was imprisoned in Pakistan that time. So let's know some vocabulary at the very beginning of the lesson. Apprehend means understand or perceive. Tragic, look at the pictures. Disastrous or terrible. Gunshots, that means gunfire or shooting. And barricade, look at the pictures, and bar, block or define. Dear students, independence means self-government or freedom. Agitated, worried or angry. Look at the picture. By understanding, by reading the picture, you can understand the meaning of the word. Dear students, foodstuff means a substance with food value. Now look more vocabulary. Indiscriminately, that means having no restriction. Declaration, announcement. Repeat after me, dear students. Suspect, that means apprehend. Vendor, sailor. Pretending, assuming. Disguise, a means of altering one's appearance to conceal one's identity. Captivity, state of being kept as a prisoner. So dear students, now let's read the text first. You also open the books. This is the activity B. It was the night of 25th March 1971. There was a full of quietness at Bangabandhu's home at Dhanmondi Road, Nong 32. Throughout the day, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his family members could apprehend that something tragic was going to happen. And next one, gunshots were heard around the city. Bangabandhu's eldest son, Sheikh Kamal, went out of home for coming barricades against the Pakistan army who had been killing people indiscriminately that night. And Bangabandhu decided to send the girls of the family to a safer place for the night, and he gave their responsibility to his son-in-law, Mr. Wajid Mia. Bangabandhu's daughter, Sheikh Hasina, who was expecting a baby soon, along with her sister, Sheikh Rehena, and her cousin, Farida, were sent to a house at Road Nong 15, Dhanmondi, for that night. Bangabandhu's wife, Begum Fazilatun Nisa Mazid, stayed with him. And just before midnight, Bangabandhu sent the Declaration of the Independence to Mr. Johir Ahmed Chowdhury at Chittagong via wireless. At the darkest part of that night, the Pakistan army surrounded his home and started firing at random. The situation agitated Bangabandhu much, and he asked them to stop. But soon he was interested instructed to get ready to go with them. Begum Mujib packed his necessary belongings. After Bangabandhu left, she was at a loss what to do and where to go with her children. However, being a supportive wife of the great leader all through his life, she soon pulled up her mental strength, but her anxiety continued till the end of the war. The next day, Begum Mujib had to leave house number 32 with her children and other members of her house. During the next couple of months, they moved from one shelter to another in search of a safer place. During their stay in those places, some people came forward to helping them, while some refused to give them shelter for fear of their own safety. When their provision ran short, Sheikh Kamal, who had already joined the liberation war, came to them in disguise and delivered some money. Some very close people also supported the family with money and foodstuff. So far, the family members were ignored about Bangabandhu's condition. Suddenly, they came to know that he was alive and had been taken to Pakistan. Begum Mujib started to keep contact with Awami League leaders, but soon the family was taken to Dhanmondi, house number 18, by the Pakistan army and kept under house arrest. However, people would come to their home with valuable information in disguise of vendors. Also, some would throw pieces of waste paper with important information written on them. So, in the month of May, the same year, Pakistan Army set fire to Bangabandhu's Tungipara home in front of his parents. A young man from the village protested the evil deed and was shot dead. Both parents of Bangabandhu fell ill in October and were admitted to the PG hospital. Begum Mujib and her family were allowed to visit them 2 or 3 times a week for an hour. However, that created the opportunity for them to establish a better communication with the freedom fighters. So, Begum Mujib was stunted worried about her children, especially her daughter Sheikh Hasina, because of her health condition. However, she was not allowed by the Pakistani rulers to be with her daughter Sheikh Hasina. When she was admitted to hospital, Mr. Wazir Mia and Bangabandhu's second son, Sheikh Jamal, accompanied Sheikh Hasina to the hospital. Bangabandhu's younger sister, pretending to be a hospital attendant, entered the hospital and looked after her niece. Sheikh Hasina was blessed with a baby boy on 27 July, who was later named Shajib Wajid Joy, as the Pakistan Army often used to threaten Sheikh Jamal that they would hang him upside down. He, finding an opportunity, fled from the hospital and joined the freedom fighters. Finally, the victory day arrived. There was joy everywhere, but Bangabandhu's family was yet to be freed from captivity. The Pakistani occupation forces were still cordoning Bangabandhu's house and firing at people rushing over there, chanting Joy Bangla, the invigorating slogan of the Bengalis. But They fled the next morning when the Indian army came to rescue the family. Sheikh Jamal returned home in the afternoon while Sheikh Kamal returned home the next day. Nevertheless, the biggest anxiety of the family persisted. Bangabandhu was yet to be released from Pakistani prison, and they didn't know when the get moment would arrive and how. And this is taken from the Sheikh Rohena Shate Kanto Alap Charita. Okay, dear learners, now let's do some activity. First, listen. Now, list the 5 ways how the Pakistani army tortured Bangabandhu's family. Dear students, now I am going to read for you, and then you will write down your exercise book. First one, the Pakistan army made his family panic-stricken by firing at random at the night of 25th March 1971 and compelled to leave house number 32. And 2, they kept this family under house arrest and did not allow them to contact with their near and dear ones. 3, the army set fire to Bangabandhu's house at Tungipara in front of his own parents. 5, when his parents fell ill and admitted in hospital, they didn't allow the family members to stay with them always. They were allowed to visit 2 or 3 times per week in an hour, for an hour. 5, when Sheikh Hasina admitted in hospital for giving birth of her first child, they didn't allow her mother to stay beside her. Even at that time, they were continuously threatening Sheikh Jamal. That they would hang him upside down. So this is a very tragic incident that has happened in the life of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's family. Divided into years and tell suffering of Bangabandhu's family during the liberation war. And this is your class activity, dear student, write down in your exercise book. When your school will open, at the time of writing, you need to know the all incidents of Bangabandhu's family that has happened during the liberation war. Dear students, now come to another activity. Answer the following questions. First, discuss in groups in 4 and write the answers individually. Okay, dear students, there is no fellow colleagues at that time. Now pause the video, read the text again, and after reading the text, try to make the answer for these questions. I am going to answer simultaneously at the question. You will get the answer. So first one is, why was the family anxious on the 25th March 1971? The family was anxious on the 25th March 1971 as they could apprehend that something tragic was going to happen. Second question, where did Bangabandhu send the girls on that night? Bangabandhu sent the girls on that night to a safer place, a house of road number 15, Dhanmondi, for safer purpose. Question number 3, how would the family communicate with people or freedom fighters while they were under house arrest? When the family was under house arrest, people come to his family and communicate with them in disguise of bandits and provide them valuable information. Some also would throw pieces of waste paper with information. Question number 4, how did the Pakistan army free scared Jamal? How did Sheikh Jamal manage to flee from captivity? The Pakistan army scared Sheikh Jamal by frightening him hanging upside down. Jamal freed from captivity by getting a chance while Sheikh Sina was admitted in hospital for giving birth of her first child. Question number 5. How do you explain Bangabandhu's family contribution to liberation war? Bangabandhu's family had gone through serious hardship during the time of liberation war. Their life was under threat. They were under house arrest so that they could not able to maintain their normal lifestyle. Their lives became more vulnerable when Sheikh Jamal and Sheikh Jamal joined the liberation war. Okay, dear students, now discuss if the sentences are true or false. Give correct information if the statement is false. First one, Begum Mujib went to a safer place at Dhanmondi at the night on 25th March 1971. This is true. Sorry, this is false, and correct answer will be Begum Mujib stayed with Bangabandhu at their own house. 2. Bangabandhu had declared the independence of Bangladesh before he was arrested by Pakistan. This is true. Question number 3. Nobody stood beside the family of Bangabandhu during liberation war. False. Correct answer. Some very close people stood beside the family of Bangabandhu during liberation war. 4. Bangabandhu's parents became very sick soon after the Pakistani army had set fire to their home at Tungipora. True. Question number 5. After liberation war was over, Sheikh Kamal and Sheikh Jamal both returned home on the same day. False. After liberation war was over, Sheikh Jamal returned home on the Victory Day and Sheikh Kamal returned home the next day. Okay, dear students, write down the notes, and this is as homework for you, and it will be help you to make a fact file of Bangabandhu's life. You have an assignment, so by working this activity, it will be easy to make the assignment. Dear learners, discuss the suffering of the people during the liberation war. Write a short paragraph on the suffering of people during the liberation war. Okay, dear students, there is the end of the lessons. I hope you have enjoyed the discussions and hope for your better future, and thanks a lot for watching my presentation, and hope to see you soon in the next class. Thank you.